Hello students. In the previous video, I have discussed about the colligative properties. And one more colligative property, that is osmotic pressure, I am going to discuss in this video. We come across these observations in our daily life. Raw mangoes shrivel when pickled in brine, that is salt water. Wilted flowers revive when placed in fresh water. Resins, that is kismis, swell in water. Blood cells collapse when suspended in saline water. At the end of this video, we are able to explain these observations. Now, some common terms are there. First one is SPM, semi-permeable membranes. What the meaning of this? Membranes having network of submicroscopic holes or pores from which only small solvent molecules like water can pass, but the passage of bigger molecules like solute is hindered, are known as semi-permeable membranes. Shortly, they are written as SPM. For examples, pig's bladder or parchment or cellophane. In short, we can say these are the members which allow to pass only selected solvent molecules. Is it clear? Now, next term is osmosis. The flow of solvent molecules through semi-permeable membrane from pure solvent to the solution. Remember it, from pure solvent to the solution, or from the lower concentrated solution to the higher concentrated solution is called osmosis. Again, you have to look this line, that is flow of solvent from lower concentrated solution to higher concentrated solution. Actually, lower concentrated solution means amount of solute is low but amount of solvent is more. That's why solvent will flow from more amount of solvent to lower amount of solvent. Is it clear? But always concentration is expressed in terms of amount of solute. That's why we are writing lower concentrated solution to the higher concentrated solution. Let us see this diagram. In this case, this is a one beaker and this is a one inverted funnel. In this inverted funnel, there is a one solution and this is semi-permeable membrane and this is the solvent. When this is kept in this solvent, you will observe that the level of solution in this tube will increase. That is, this is increased height of the solution in this tube. This is due to the osmosis. Now, what the meaning of osmotic pressure of solution? The flow of the solvent from its side to solution side across a semi-permeable membrane can be stopped if some extra pressure is applied on the solution. This pressure that just stops the flow of solvent is called osmotic pressure of the solution. I think it is clear to you. We can say osmotic pressure of a solution is the excess pressure that must be applied to a solution side to prevent osmosis. Now just see the diagram. In this case, this is solvent and this is solution and this is SPM, semi-permeable membrane. Here is a atmospheric pressure and this, if there is only the atmospheric pressure is there, then the solvent molecule will pass from this side to this side. But if we want to stop this flow, then this we applied the pressure to this side to stop this process, and this pressure is known as osmotic pressure. So we can say the excess pressure equal to the osmotic pressure must be applied on the solution side to prevent osmosis. Now, osmotic pressure, experimentally it can be determined that osmotic pressure is proportional to the molarity, which is represented here as a C of the solution at a given temperature T. That's why we can write pi is equal to CRT, where pi is osmotic pressure, R is gas constant, T is temperature in Kelvin, and C is the molarity of the solution. Remember it, In this formula, we are representing molarity as a capital C. And as we know, molarity is the number of moles dissolved per unit volume. So we can write C is equal to N2 by V, where N2 is the number of moles of solute. And these number of moles of solute can be determined by mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute. If we combine these three equations, then we will get this equation. Pi is equal to W2 RT divided by M2V, where M2 is the molar mass of solute. So we can determine the molar mass of solute by using this formula. This method is widely used to determine molar masses of proteins, polymers, and other macromolecules. And actually, this method, that is osmotic pressure method, has the advantage over other methods because we have already discussed that each colligative property used to find out the molar mass. But this osmotic pressure has the advantage. Now, what are these advantages? Osmotic pressure is measured around the room temperature, while in case of elevation of boiling point, we have to boil the liquid. In the depression of freezing point, we have to lower the temperature up to freezing temperature, while osmotic pressure can be determined at room temperature. Molarity of the solution is used instead of molality. Again, remember, in case of elevation of boiling point and depression of freezing point, we are using the molality, but molarity is easy to determine. As compared to other colligative properties, its magnitude is large, even for very dilute solution, and this large magnitude is easy to determine. Biomolecules are generally not stable at higher temperature. That's why elevation of boiling point method is not used. We can use this osmotic pressure method. At the same time, polymers have the poor solubility. That's why other methods are difficult to determine the molar mass of polymers, but osmotic pressure can be used easily. Now some common terms are there. Two solutions having same osmotic pressure at a given temperature are called isotonic solutions. Is it clear? Isotonic, same osmotic pressure. When such solutions are separated by semi-permeable membrane, no osmosis occurs between them because both are having the same osmotic pressure. Two solutions having different osmotic pressure at a given temperature, the one with lower osmotic pressure is called hypotonic solution with respect to other one, and another one with higher osmotic pressure is called hypertonic solution with respect to other one. Is it clear? Isotonic, same osmotic pressure; hypotonic, lower osmotic pressure; hypertonic, higher osmotic pressure. For example, osmotic pressure associated with the fluid inside the blood cell is equivalent to that of 0.9% mass by volume sodium chloride solution called normal saline solution, and it is safe to inject intravenously. On the other hand, if we place the cells in the solution containing more than 0.9% mass by volume sodium chloride water will flow out. Water will flow out of the cells and they would shrink. Such solution is called hypertonic. And if the salt concentration is less than 0.9% mass by volume, the solution is said to be hypotonic, and in this case, water will flow into the cells if placed in the solution and they would swell up. Now, after the discussion, we are able to explain the whatever the observation we have already discussed in the starting of this video. These are raw mango placed in concentrated salt solution loses water via osmosis and shrivel into pickle. Wilted flowers revive when placed in fresh water. A carrot that has become limp because of water loss into the atmosphere can be placed into the water, making it firm once again. Water will move into its cells through osmosis. When placed in water containing less than 0.9% mass by volume salt, blood cells swell up due to flow of water in them by osmosis. People taking a lot of salt or salty food experience water retention in tissues, cell, and intracellular species because of osmosis. Again, remember, this is one common problem. The resulting puffiness or swelling is called edema. This is the one medical problem, edema. Water movement from soil into plant roots and subsequently into upper portion of the plant is partly due to osmosis. The preservation of meat by salting. It means if we mix the salt into the meat, it will preserve. And of fruits by adding sugar protect, protects against bacterial action. Through the process of osmosis, bacterium on salted meat or candied fruit lose water, shrivels and dies. So I think these phenomena which occur in our daily life can be explained on the basis of osmosis. Now next one is reverse osmosis and water purification. Students, you know the water purifier, that is RO system in our home to purify the water. Actually this is RO stands for reverse osmosis. Now how does it work? The direction of osmosis can be reversed if a pressure larger than the osmotic pressure is applied to the solution site. Flow of the pure solvent out of solution through semi-permeable membrane is called reverse osmosis. See, now in this case, that is solvent is flowing from solution side to solvent side. Is that clear? In case of osmosis, solvent flow from solvent side to solution side. Is it clear? This is a great practical utility, and generally reverse osmosis is used in desalination of seawater. Now just see that this diagram. In this case, this is salt water is there, and this is the continuous flow of this salt water to this one. This is one SPM. This is the SPM, and this side, if this pressure whatever we applying, this is greater than osmotic pressure, then pure water will flow from this side to this side and we will get the fresh water. When pressure more than osmotic pressure is applied, pure water is squeezed out of the seawater through the membrane. Now in this case, what type of SPM, that is semi-permeable membrane, can be used? So we can say actually this is a film of cellulose acetate placed over a suitable support. Actually, cellulose acetate is permeable to water but impermeable to impurities and ions present in the seawater. That's why we will get the fresh water from salt water. This is all about osmosis and osmotic pressure. Thank you.